Welcome to the Season 2 opening of In the Lab. I'm ready to sit down with more of our Inland Empire personalities and icons and talk about more about what truly makes the IE the IE. If you haven't heard about my guest in this episode, then you're truly in for a treat. We talked about our starts in the Inland Empire, favorite memories, and overall advice about improvement that can be the answer that you are looking for. All that and more in this Season 2 opening of In the Lab. Season 2, welcome back to In the Lab podcast. You already know how it be. This new season is going to be chock full of new guests, new things, all about this podcast, and obviously, you know, all about the Inland Empire, the IE, a home away from home for many of us. Welcome to this episode 1 of Season 2. I'm really excited to be back for this new season. Revamped, obviously. I have a lot of new things planned, and obviously, I'm going to bring some great people on here to talk about the IE. Also, figure out more about them and what they do here in the community, and more like I said, more about them, who they are. I would like to welcome my guest for this season 2, episode 1, Juice. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Yo, it's good, guys. Happy to be here. I'm just chilling right now, you know?
Chilling, bro. You already know how we always be every day, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
always be chilling.
Oh, for sure. Like, the IE's the most chill place. High key.
Man, that's a word right there. You can describe the IE, chill. But we'll get into that later on, especially because, man, we have a lot to talk about. You already know, right?
Oh, dude. You could talk to me, like, all day. Like, high key, I have so many stories.
Man, I can't wait to hear all of them right now. But anyways, first of all, I really want to get started off, like, can you, like, obviously you already know who you are as Juice, but can you start off, like, your name, your main, let's say what your favorite Smash iteration, which one in the series your favorite?
Oh, Smash 4.
And Smash 4 all the way?
Yeah.
Well, let's go on with it. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself again and go through all those?
Yeah, so I've been around since All This Brawl. I played a little bit of it. And then, in Brawl, I played Wario, and then also Meta Knight, you know, just because he had to. And then Smash 4 came out. I played, started off with Little Mac, and then I was like, this character's ass. Switched characters. Played Falcon and Mario. Bayo came out. Was a big Bayo fan. Loved their game. So ever since then, I've been a Bayo main.
Yeah.
Ultimate came out. Ridley's dope, so I picked up Ridley, and I play Falco and Pikachu at a high level as well.
Now, I know you have some pretty strong opinions on Bayo and Ultimate. We'll get to that. I want you to hold on to that. Remember that feeling.
Dude, you said it. It's not going to escape my head until I say it. Like,
she's like, I'm going to wait for you to say that. Okay. What I really want to know, though, and I myself don't know the story behind this, but the origin of your tag is Hoogle. Juice. And I know a lot of other people have that name, too, as you can tell by, like, SmashData.gg. There's tons and tons of juices. But why?
Yeah, they're all fake.
Why you of all chose your name to be known as Juice? What's the origin?
There's a lot of things. So when I was like a little kid, my neighbor just called me Juice Man because I would always ask for juice whenever I was like hanging out. So like he started calling me Juice Man and shortened to Juice. And then since then, a lot of people call me Juice because I always had juice until like about high school. And in high school, it's funny because I changed my tag to Gare Bear for a little bit.
I remember Gare Bear. I remember that name. I recognize it.
Yeah. Well, there's another Gare Bear in the IE.
But, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So, like, I had my name as Gare Bear during high school, like, later PM days because, like, a girl I had a crush on always called me Gare Bear. And I was like, oh, that's hella cute. And if I win a tournament, I could be like, I did that for you. Like, come be my girlfriend. Like, that was my mentality. And I was just like, no. Bad move. And then I let my friend borrow my Steam account to play CSGO, and he changed my name to Jesus Juice. And I was like, I was like, man, I should really go back to the roots. So I went as
And
Jesus Juice, and then cut off the Jesus part and just went back to Juice.
to Juice, and that's the start, and that's where it came from, huh?
Yeah, it was really funny.
Interesting. That's a really cool origin story, and I found it's funny to say because I've heard a lot of different people who never really have like kind of deep origin stories for their names. It's more like that's my name, that's
Yeah,
just my
no,
name. But others
no,
like you have like backstory on backstory and motivation and Marvel
dude,
movie motivation.
the Juice runs deep, bro. Like,
The juice runs deep. I like that. That's a pretty good saying. So now we know the origin of Juice. Now,
yeah.
why I want to know the origin of your main Bayo in Smash Four and an Ultimate because of your love for the character.
Oh, dude.
Why Bayo? Why Bayo is like when she dropped, you're like that's the character.
So like she dropped, and I wasn't expecting Bale. I was expecting because it was the ballot. I
Uh
was like,
huh.
oh, it's gonna probably be like a fully like just a Nintendo licensed character or something. So I was thinking like, oh, it'd be cool if we see Lloyd or whatever. And I voted
Mm.
Bayonetta because I was like, that's one of my favorite games at the time.
Yeah.
Was the first one,
Uh
and
huh.
so I was like Bayonetta, whatever. And then I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, oh, it'd be cool, if it happened. But I'm not
Yeah.
expecting anything. I was like vibing, watching, and then like Palutena started talking about like gods and witches, and I was just like, Pog, like
I
I
still
just
remember, yeah,
knew.
when I saw it too. Yeah.
I just at that moment I knew it was Bayo. She appeared like with the vast within. I was like, I can finally play my favorite character besides Dante in Smash, and I was just
And
so
then
excited.
what
The
was it?
trailer,
What
ooh,
the trailer was amazing.
she was
Honestly, that
busted. Ooh.
dude, where were you when you watched it for the first time? Where were you? Can you recall?
I was it was in high school, so we were watching it at my house. It was me, Kai Gus or Philo, however you know him,
Mm-hmm.
and Bigums. Uh,
Big Arms, yeah, the
yeah,
cloud
we,
player, right?
huh?
The
Colton?
cloud player, yeah,
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 yeah, that really
yeah,
tall guy. He's like
yeah.
6 foot, like million. But yeah, so we were watching it at my house because we all went to school together and all that shit. So we were watching it and we're just like, oh, Pog. And that happened. I just popped off and I ran out my sliding glass door and hit a window.
Oh
But
my, is the window okay?
yeah,
It's
I'm
okay.
not though. I still
No,
play
you were,
Bayo.
you were,
I
you were
still
even
play
good.
it. I still play a bad
And
character.
nowadays not good, but how about like, and imagine just finding out that like that character managed to break Smash Four.
So pre-patch, she broke Smash 4. She was busted. Like Aravion, if you Smash 4 vets know,
Yeah,
he
I
was the
remember her.
first.
Yeah,
I didn't play Bayo and bracket right away because I wasn't comfortable because she was so new.
yeah,
So I was still playing Mario and Falcon. Um,
yeah.
and Aravion showed me how to play Bayo, and then I just started winning, and he was doing really good everywhere. Like he
I
was beating
remember
everybody.
he was definitely a threat. I remember distinctly of seeing him doing really well, like
Hmm.
at ZG.
Like, he was,
At
and
ZG.
the thing is he was never just like a random shitter. He was actually good at the game. He played Puff and was still getting like second and third. Like that dude was
Yeah.
already good, and then he got a busted character. Like, of course, he's going to be one of the best players again.
Did
But
anybody ever think like, no, this is just a new character, we'll get a hang of it, or were tons like? Do you think a majority of the community was like, no, this character's
oh,
busted, like instantly?
so like I was still newer in my like competitive like in person things. So like I said, I did all this brawl. I played online, right?
Yeah,
I was going to my school tournaments.
yeah.
Um, but I was still like birthing as a new like actual full blown competitor. So I was like, oh, you probably should wait a month or two of before playing the character in bracket, things like that. That was just the
Mhm.
mentality I had. But then I realized, like, hey, I'm not going to actually get experience with the character if I don't play the character. So I started playing her more. And then eventually I just learned her kit and everything and improved as a player too by learning the
Mhm.
game more. So
Wow.
it's just like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like you figured out more and more of how to play the character.
Yeah,
Even when people think that like no, you shouldn't play him in bracket until after some time.
yeah, no, I was just like, hey, I realized it was a mistake because I could have had more XP. I maybe could have had it hit a faster growth than everybody by me. Just like if you're thinking about playing a character as like a main or a secondary, just immediately start playing that character in bracket because that's the only real way you get real good experience. You know.
Yeah. No, definitely, I do agree that like that the nothing beats experience.
Hmm. Even if you're
And
like down, oh, like
yeah,
let's say you're down 0-1 in losers bracket and you played your secondary all the way through winners, like just keep playing them. That's the only way.
yeah,
Like
definitely, definitely. That's really good advice.
don't be a
Now
bitch.
don't. Oh, this is
But
truly uncut
that,
now.
that's basically what it is just do it. Like
Yeah,
sure you won't get what third and win like $20, but hey, you got that experience and next time you'll have that counter pick for the guy that always beat you before. Like
I feel like that goes to show where your motivation lies too. If you cared a lot more about the money or the experience of getting better, and a
like
lot of people.
money's nice and all, but you need that XP. Like all the
Yeah,
best players, they've been playing Smash for a long, long time. They have the experience from the other games. That's why when Ultimate came out and it was your first Smash game, you probably went 0-2 for like the first 3 months because everyone had more experience than you because they played the other ones. You need that.
exactly.
You need that XP, or else you're going to go nowhere. It's like playing Pokemon, dog. Like they need it to level up.
That's such a good metaphor, man. People are gonna think about Pokemon now, like, bro, I'm just a Bulbasaur ready to evolve now, bro. Like, I swear it's happening soon. I'm like, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
You get that. That's kind of like a wholesome way of looking at it. Like, what Pokemon are you, and why do you want to? Why? When do you want to evolve? How do you want to evolve? You gotta keep
I
playing
don't know,
with it,
Dan. What Pokemon are you?
bro. My all-time favorite Pokemon is actually Treecko.
Oh, dude, he's dope.
Trico. Yeah,
He
Trico is
is
my
dope.
all-time favorite. Like Sceptile, I'm telling you, this is deviating a little bit, but I'm liking where it's going. I main Sceptile when Pokken dropped, like
Pog, I
Flame
play
One.
Gengar.
Oh, yo, right, dude. I'm
I
so
love
sad,
Gengar.
dude. That game was so unique,
It was so
but
fun.
it didn't pick up like as like that's like that's like a game where like Nintendo was interested in making a fighting game, but
Yeah,
they
dude, it was so sick. I loved it. Gengar, like all the way. That's my favorite Pokemon. So, like,
yeah,
I want to
definitely.
evolve into Gengar with my Smash Play dog. That would be so sick.
Exactly.
I'd be
Exactly.
broken.
So we know about Juice, the name. We know
Hmm.
about the character behind Juice. This is Abeo. We know about the motivations of why you love playing the character and where that came from. I want to
Yup.
go to a new section.
Uh
I
oh.
like the title Classic Mode. I'm really making these Smash related labels, and I do that with intention because this is a Smash related podcast. I'm calling this called Classic Mode. Classic Mode is the intention of basically we want to take a little journey and finding out where you started within the Inland Empire community, where your feelings lie now, and what are
Oh
some
shit.
notable like pinpoints within this journey so far that you want to that we would love to talk about and go back to. So
Oh.
it's a really cool section. I'm really excited to start it. I want to start off asking, how did you get your start within the Inland Empire community? Can you take us
Oh.
back to when Juice wasn't Juice and was Gare Bear or somebody else?
Okay. It was when I was Gare Bear. Um. Dang, dude. I'm about to get emotional. I haven't thought about this stuff in forever.
Oh, this is
Oh
the
my
time.
god. So way back then, it was ninth grade. I just moved here, or not here anymore. Sadly, I moved to Utah for a bit. But when I first moved to the Inland Empire, it was in Marietta. Marietta Temecula. We call it Temecula. Doesn't matter. But I just moved there, and I was playing Magic: The Gathering at the card shop, SoCal Games and Comics.
Hmm.
It was Sunday night, and I was playing Commander, and I saw Smash set up, and I was like, "Oh, I love Smash. Let's play," type of thing. So I go over, and Swamp is sitting there. I had no clue who he was, but I asked to play, and I was like, "Hey, you guys are playing with no items, right? Like, I'm pretty competitive about it." And, and Swamp's like, "Oh yeah, 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 dude, come on, join us." And I asked to borrow
Oh,
somebody's controller. They lent me their controller, and I played. And I was like, "Whoa, you're really good." I told him about All's Brawl a bit and how I used to play Wi-Fi and Brawl, and just Like ever since then, I've been sucked in from Temecula because of
Mm-hmm.
like Swamp and the
Man.
Temecula scene. Because Rakan played with me, Arabian played with me, all of them. This was when Ghost was ass at the game, by the way. Um,
Ghost was ass. Ghost was ass at one point, I believe.
yeah. So it was cool, and I started going to SCGCs every Sunday with my friend Philo, and then I
Mm.
became friends like I with everybody, and they were all the coolest guys. Like, and
Yeah.
when I got my when I could start driving at 18, um, I started going out to IE tournaments with Rakan and Swamp because they didn't usually drive out.
Uh-huh.
So we started driving out and we started tearing shit up, just having fun, and I started building a reputation for myself after I got good with Bayo, and I started letting it get to my head, became a cocky piece of shit. But I could back it up. And
That's right.
then
You're like a leffen of the community, basically.
yeah, and that's where it ended up. You know, I started
Mm.
out like a little shitter and became like the leffen. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was getting
Yeah.
wins on every good player, but never could beat them all at once.
So true. Something that's ideal. Well, not ideal, but iconic and needed within the Inland Empire community are locals. Locals are the place where everyone gathers to get
Oh,
experience, have a good time, and overall be a part of the community. Now,
holy shit! That
what
you
are
don't
you
even have to add the description. Nope.
what is your go to
You don't even have to
local?
ask. Everyone knows my favorite local. Every single Twitter clip you see of
I.e.
me.
Battlegrounds. I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just
no.
kidding.
Every Twitter video you see of me in person that has been memed has come from one tournament.
Say it.
It's abbreviations. R
It's
BYBD,
yes,
also
sir.
known as Backyard Beatdown
Yes,
in
sir.
the Inland Empire, Paris,
Man,
California, baby.
shout outs to Dank the Legend
So
for
yeah, I'm
hosting
about
such
to
a
say
great.
one of the best TOs, the best people with the best attitude show there, and it's just always a great time. Like there is
Mm-hmm.
nothing to say about BYBD that is bad, except sometimes it is cold, but that is it.
Hey, but he has a fire pit out there, and we be next to
Exactly.
that fire
You
pit, so he
remedy
cares. He
that.
knows.
He
He
knows.
knows.
And
He
oh my god,
knows.
it's the best. Like it is
Yeah.
legit. I'm biased because I like grassroots tournaments, but it is the most grassroots tournament that is ran like a professional tournament, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Like,
Now, with knowing that, why do you think grassroots, in your perspective, in your eyes, are your preferred way to experience a local compared to the likes of like MSM and like in a building and
so
everything?
if it's like in esports arenas or whatever, it's still cool. Like, I'll still go. I'm not going to be like,
Yeah,
don't go. Support your fucking locals.
yeah.
But it's just I don't know how to explain the feeling of sitting down in some dude's backyard or some dude's garage and playing Smash. Like
It seems like I
it's
feel like it comes from a place. Like, what do you think? What do you think? I don't want to
it's
interrupt you.
I don't know. It's just like it feels more like you're connecting with everybody because it's not like oh it's just
You're
some
not.
dude that we ran out with like or
Yeah,
ran into at this random shop. It's
yeah,
we are at this person's house running a tournament, playing one of our favorite video games together for money and having a great time and helping each other and
yeah,
so it's a lot more closer relationship with everybody. Like if you've been to a BYBD once when I'm there, you are automatically my friend. like like I remember when me and you first met, we met at like a YGS or something. But
yeah. Yeah,
as
yeah,
soon as you popped into BYBD, it was a different atmosphere, and I was like,
yeah.
"Yo,
That was definitely like when we first got comfortable with each other.
yeah."
We
I was
both
like,
had our fair share of BIBDs where you weren't there and I weren't there. But then once we had like a time, and
"Yeah,
it was
we were
funny. It
there
was like
together."
yeah, like December 2019. I remember it when I brought my guitar,
Yep.
and you're like, you play guitar, and I'm like, yeah, I do. And it's like, how good are you? And I'm like, oh, I can play some songs. You're like, I actually know how to play the songs. Like, and I think you're kind of drunk. But
Yeah,
and then
I
you're like,
was.
I should guitar teach and everything. I'm like, oh no way! And then that's how we connected there, and you start playing, and then I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, the vibe at BYBD is like everyone there is your friend and treat them like you've known each other for like your whole life. And so
But
that's like,
everybody in there has a that are not afraid to beat you in
yeah,
bracket if you come across.
yeah, but that's what made it amazing. Is like it
Yeah,
was it was awesome. The vibe was different. That's why me and you became friends back when you were
yeah.
Majin Listo.
Ah, everyone knew me as Majin. Oh my god, that's a whole
Yeah.
nother podcast right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a future thing we'll talk about
dude.
sometime.
So
I don't know
that was
when.
that was way back when. And it was
That
just
feels like
like
so long ago
that's how
already.
it's always been, even since Smash Four. It's grassroots. It's at someone's house. Drink and drive, kids. Drink responsibly. But like me, Swamp and Rakan would go up. One of us wouldn't drink because someone had to drive home, but we would have
Of
like a few
course,
few drinks because it's grassroots, and we would just
of
vibe
course,
out.
of course.
It was fun. Like it was
Mhm.
great. No, nothing bad ever happened, dude. Where? Oh, you weren't in there in Smash Four. Where are you? He had
Where?
competitive.
BYBD? BYBD? I did come in competitive, but for Smash Four, but I never got involved in the community heavily like I
Were
did in
you
Ultimate.
there for the bouncy slide that Dink had?
No, I've heard of it.
So
I was there at Battle and Bennett when Ketchup money match Nat Dog
I was
freaking
there
won.
too.
And then we bought fucking nuggies. He bought nuggies, boy. And I
Yeah,
was there.
dude.
I'm in the picture. I'm next to Ketchup holding the receipt.
It was so hype.
Oh no, yeah. But like, what were you saying about the bouncy house though? I want to go back to
So like Dank's fuck. I think it was his cousin or like his little cousin or somebody. It was a relative, like a younger
that.
relative. They had their birthday and they still had the bouncy castle. So we were like, let's get drunk and play on the bouncy castle slide thing.
I felt like Dan would be like, "Hey, fool, you're not down. Let's do
Yeah.
it, fool. Let's do it, fool. Oh, you do it.
And we did it, and we had a great time.
Oh shoot.
Oh no, high key. You speaking about ketchup also reminded me of something that's
What?
super cool about the IE. Our top players are not don't act like top players. They act like low level players, and
Oh,
I
bro,
love it.
they act like freaking children, and we love them for it.
No, because
Like they act like super chill,
yeah,
but like in bracket when you meet them there, they're like a whole. They suddenly shifts, and you're like, oh shit.
no, they're awesome. They
Yeah,
don't see themselves as above anybody. They all
they
hang out.
don't,
We all hang out together. Like I hung out with Razzo a decent amount. Like I hung out
bro.
with
Razo's a home.
Khan.
Razo's a brother. Razo's a
Yeah,
brother.
like Ketchup's the homie. Like we had a Halloween party. Me and him bonded.
Oh
That
my god,
shit
the
was
Halloween
lit.
party, the Halloween party.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I just sorry to sidetrack you, but that's all I had to say is the IE top players are just basically your best friends.
You know what? I do want to go back to that. Actually, I feel like that's a
Oh,
great
Pog.
segue. Because I feel like I haven't talked about that aspect of the IE on an episode yet. We talked about we went from like how you got your start. We went to the
Mhm.
local part because that's where typically everyone gets to start at. You go to your local, whatever local you start at. Now we want to
SCGC.
go to what the locals are made of, and that's the community, the
That's the
people.
people. That
What
is
and it's
immediately the first thing that
dude,
come to mind. Owen
yeah.
Tours.
Oh, and tours. The freaking unsung heroes, the unsung community of like the community.
Yeah,
Like
because
not
they.
everything about it is the top players. If it was just top players, like there wouldn't be top players to begin with.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah,
like you wouldn't be
facts.
seeing this top player. Obviously. But something I do want to touch on. We'll come back to the O tours because they deserve all the praise. Um, you said that you feel like you're friends with all top players. You chill with them, right?
Yeah, they're
I
all
know,
cool. Even Matt or
I know
Elgin.
even to play devil's advocate on the other side, but I know there's members, people who think differently that way. Obviously, because they might not know about them, they might not know how they are. But why do you think that perspective exists to
Like
begin with?
like why people don't like
Like,
top players or just like
or
they're
like
afraid
they
of
have
them.
like this innate assumption of how a
Fear or like they'll be cocky. Okay, I
like,
totally get that. Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh, like elegant, oh shit, like that's elegant, holy fuck, or like elegant,
Oh, they're kind of starstruck.
like
Oh,
yeah,
that's
look,
elegant.
starstruck, or like, oh, they've heard things about that person without getting to know that person yet.
So
Just the assumptions
yeah,
in general. Why do you think that innate assumption exist
So
within people who don't.
the starstruck thing is pretty easy to explain, I think, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically this kid, he just starts. Let's say it's this little Luigi man. He's 13 years old. He saw some Elegant videos, and he's like, "Elegant's so
Yeah.
cool. I want to be like him in bracket." Blah 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 blah. And then he plays online, and he gets his allowance, and he's like, "Hey mom, can you drive me to the tournament?" Right? And they get driven to the tournament, because they get dropped off in Elegance at that local. Like they're just like, oh, "That's my idol. That's who I'm trying to be like. That's who I'm trying to play."
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And
Yeah.
so they're too starstruck to go up to him, because they're like, that's a celebrity in their mind. Because if I met Jack Black or like Scarlett Johansson, I'm gonna be like, oh, and I can't
You're
talk.
gonna be like, hey, man, hey, what? Who do you mean?
Yeah, like I'm
You're gonna
not
be
gonna be
like,
able to talk. Like it's just not gonna happen. So
yeah.
so that's how I feel like they feel, because I had that stage for a bit because I was scared to talk to Rakan.
Mm.
Um, and eventually, I just realized, hey, that's a person. I'm a person. Let's talk. Like, and
Yeah. No,
then
I get you.
for the vice versa, where it's like, oh, it's Elegant. I've heard blah blah blah. He talked bad against Kiriyashi, and I'm
Or
just
wherever
like,
that, or like in general, other shit, other stuff
yeah,
like
just
that.
like shit like that. It's just because those are people looking to hate on somebody, and I've had to deal with it. I used to get death threats on Twitter and shit, so I deleted my old Twitter account and made a new one. So I was just like,
Mm.
it's just because people are mad at you or jealous of you winning. They're like, oh, this guy has no skill. He plays, you know, Luigi. He just zero to death him. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Bro,
Yeah.
if you know he's just gonna zero to death you, why your ass getting grabbed? Like the fuck,
It's kind of like if you
dumbass.
like, yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like now you're not gaslighting, but like you're blaming something else for your
Yeah, and
inadequacy, but like inability to win.
yeah, and it's just you try to project it out, and it
The
comes
project.
out
That's
with
yeah. That's the
you.
word. Yeah.
Yeah,
Project it. Yeah.
and then all the hate comes onto Elegant
Yeah,
as
and
the
it sucks. 'Cause
example.
I feel like it's sad to say, but I feel like that is kind of a given when you're known to be really good at a game.
Yeah.
You're kind of like a sponge to people's excuses of why they're bad.
Yep.
You
Nope.
know,
I remember being cold carried all the time in
you're
Smash
carried,
Four,
or
and
like
then
you lost to them, be like, oh, you're because you're good, obviously. Like,
yeah, no. That's like, oh, you're carried. You play Bale, blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, bitch. I come to the next level. I play random. I play random, and I fucking still get like first or second. And I'm just like, oh, who's carried now, bitch? Fuck you. And then like I walk off with their money after money matches. Like I was making killing.
damn. And then they come to BYBD, and then you're friends with them.
Oh, and then yeah. Well,
It's all
like
good.
that's the
It's
thing.
all
Is
good.
like I'll be chill with you. Just don't start shit. Don't start shit. Like if you start shit with
Yeah,
Juice, I think that's the main thing that defines me. Is I have one, no filter, and two, I do not care.
that is
So
true.
like if you come in with some bullshit, I'm gonna point it out. I'm gonna be very blunt about it most of the time.
Hmm.
And so like people will start things with me, and I'm just like, all right, cool, yeah. But you remember this time where you lost to this, Little Mac player 0-2 in bracket when you were playing like some top tier like Cloud or something? Like, bro, I
Hmm.
remember. Pepper Ridge Farm remembers. Like,
Pepperidge Farm members. Oh no.
and like then they'll be like, keep on attacking me. And I'm just like, I'll go all day. Like I don't care. And then we'll money match, and then one of our points gets proven, and then we all good again. Like that's it.
Exactly.
I leave
And I
it
think
all in the game. Like if I'm trash talking about the game, like I leave it there. That's it. Like I might be salty after if I get my ass beat or styled on, but I'll come
yeah.
around like a day later.
Now, how can that in that in knowing that, how can maybe incoming new members or current members who've been involved for whatever time like
Hmm.
learn to kind of connect more with those players who are good in the community? Because starstruck happens, it's natural. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
want to, I don't want
absolutely.
to approach Razo. It's Razo. I don't want, but then you kind of want to talk to him a little bit to see how you can get better.
Hmm.
Now, what is your advice to those players who may not who struggle with that?
So I'm going to give you two tips here. First tip: anxiety sucks. I know it does. I got diagnosed with it. I'm on meds for it. Blah 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 blah. But you're never going to get over it if you don't talk to somebody. And 100% of these top players are actually really nice people. And they just want to connect with their fans. So if you're a fan with them, cool. All right, I'm changing it to 3 tips because there's 2 different tips now. All right, the second tip is that they are literally just a person. Like, just talk to them. Just be like, hey, we're going to use Elegant again because he's pretty much. No, I'm using Razzo because I'm going to go off of how I met Razzo.
Yeah.
So it's to talk to them like they're a person. They have other interests besides Smash. That's the third tip. Don't talk about just Smash.
Oh
Um,
yeah, like with Brazo, like you said,
yeah, like me.
he's a dude he's a music producer too. He
Yeah,
does do music. Talk to him about music. You
yeah,
know.
that exactly. That's what me and him. That's exactly what happened. But it's just talk to him like a normal person. Like, hey, what's up, man? My name's Bud. Um, since they're a top player, they don't know you. You're just like, my name's Juice. I'm a big fan of yours. It's just
You
just
know,
start a conversation. Just don't be
and to be
fucking
honest,
weird.
yeah, like have some social cues, which people have. I'll be honest, some people don't have, but the way you get over that is to practice.
Yeah,
But
no, you
also,
you have to talk.
wh-
You just got to
when
jump in.
when you say that you're a big fan, they feel more weird than you. Be
Oh
honest.
yeah, no, they do, but you could just be. Don't be like, "Hi, I'm a big fan." Just be like, "Hey, I'm a big fan of yours." Like that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
like
Don't
that's all
don't
it
don't
is.
be like I've watched every single one of your videos like 13 times. Don't be weird. Just be like, "Hey, I'm a big fan of your. I'm a big fan of you. I was hoping to ask you a few questions about this." And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. And that 1 time out of 10 is because you asked them after they lost in bracket. Because you're a fucking asshole.
But and people kind of don't realize that a lot as well.
Because that's how I met Salem. It's like I asked him before his pool started in Hyrule Saga. I was like, "Hey Salem, your Bayo is really good. I was hoping to ask a quick tip in the Mario Luigi matchup for Bayo." And then he just talked to me like I was a normal person. Like I said, they're normal people.
Yeah,
They're not celebrities.
unlike another Bay. Oh, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna go to that. I
Oh,
know the story,
I
but
could.
that's extra. That we're not gonna talk about that because that's gonna go on forever. And I know that I don't want I don't want anything to be started because people hear that shit. But if you want to listen, if you want to hear that, let me know. I can bring back
I
Juice for
could.
part
I'm about
two,
to
and
say
then
I could just say it,
yeah,
like,
you can
and you
just
could be
say
not associated with it. But I'm gonna let
it.
the
But
fans. The fans can choose.
yeah, fans can ask and choose. Tag me in a Twitter post at In the Lab podcast if you're interested in hearing that story. I can definitely do like an extra like DLC for his episode where
It's
we can
just
talk
a.
about that.
It's just that one story.
Just that one story. If y'all want to hear that, is I hate to blue ball y'all, but like
We gonna do
uh
it.
yeah, we're gonna do it if you're interested. Okay, we want to leave it like that. All right,
Oh,
but
fuck that guy.
definitely I feel like that advice is gonna go tenfold for
Yeah, no,
people.
just they're people. Treat them like people. Don't just talk about Smash. Be like, hey, you like anything else? I made friends with Razzo because we both like music and produce. Like,
Honestly, for me, we talked about Smash initially, but we didn't. But we kind of evolved from that because initially, like I was
yeah,
like I'm gonna talk from my perspective. There's something so cool of being able to stand with people who are really good and be like, oh yeah, look, oh yeah, they could have narrated right there. Oh yeah, duh. Like, oh yeah, they could have
hmm
easily done that. Oh, they're doing that really good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like being a part of that conversation where like you know what they're talking about, even though you might not even know. Like I don't
yup.
know what the fuck is happening, but they're looking at me like I do, and you're like, yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like a top player now. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
then
that's what, I
yeah.
remember you telling me something about that because when you first saw me, you said you were afraid to talk to me because
Oh,
you
did
knew
I?
my name.
It's funny. I don't remember that, but I honestly trust you, and like I feel like that would be me. I feel like, oh yeah, I
Somebody,
heard about you.
somebody in the IE said that about to me because they were new to. They just came in during Ultimate and they heard my name a lot, and they found
Yeah.
out I was at the tournament, and they said they were afraid to talk to me because they said my name had a legacy to it.
Fuck. That's what you made it, regardless if you're ass at the game or not. If you get seen like that, like that's like amazing, dude.
I'm just glad I've apparently left a mark. There's a whole juice
Honestly,
era somewhere, like lying
honestly,
around.
once we're one and done here, past the community, like that's what's gonna last. That's what's gonna last.
There
And
will be
I
stories told of me.
there would be so exactly, and that's what's like not even the goal, but like that's something that could come out about it. Um, so we talked about how you get to start. We went to locals. We went to what locals are made of, the community members. We talked about top players. Let's not
Hashtag love
forget
the Owen tours.
now exactly. Let's not forget about the other side of the sword. And let's talk about the O2 Warriors,
I love them.
the themselves. Can you explain?
They
Can you explain to people what people who might not know what that means? Obviously, it sounds kind of obvious, but what are O2 Warriors in our community and other communities as well, like anywhere
okay.
else? Can you
So
explain in one word? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just
back
kidding.
before I was an Owen tour. Not in
No way.
Smash, not in Smash, uh, but in Marvel versus Capcom 3.
Oh, that game is so hard, dude.
So there was tournaments held locally by us, and I would go, and I would go 0-2, and I was like, next week I'll get them. I would go, the same persons, like the same people would beat me, and I would repeat and repeat, but I always went, always went. Oh man, and I was no, even when I was losing, I was having fun. I was playing friendlies the whole time with everybody. Everybody was so nice to me, teaching me things.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me want to stay, even though I was, getting my ass beat, and I was handing that extra $5 into the pot and
So
doing
yeah,
all
why
that.
why do you think they do that? Because when you think of it at the bare bones, you're putting money in, you're not getting anything back, and you're like you're wasting money, dude.
It's
Other random normal people would think, "What the heck are you doing?"
it's the people. It's the people you're playing against. The how they act towards you, how they hang out with you. Because you go into a tournament, you can't just leave, bitch. You went 0-2. You gotta learn. Like you did something wrong. Like
I think it's innate pride that everyone
and
has.
so you stay, play friendlies. You're like, there's no way I'm the worst, and you're playing all these different people, and they're being nice to you and giving you tips,
Yeah.
and they're like, these guys are fucking cool. like that's just how it is. Like that's how it is. They develop a love for the game. They might
It's so
not
true.
be at the same skill level as everybody else yet. Keyword
Hmm.
yet. And then
You
you
know.
get you go to a major because you felt like it. You wanted to hang out with your friends from your local scene, even though you're 0
Hmm.
2. You go
And
there
it's
and you're
yeah.
fighting somebody. You lost winners. You're in losers bracket. It's your first match, and the whole scene is behind you, cheering for you to win.
Oh, it's so great,
Like,
dude. Even
and
if
then
it's one or two
and
people, not
then
even the whole community, it could be like one or two people
and
from
then
there, and
it
you
could be
recognize them.
it could be like even if you lost, you had people cheering for you. And then if you win, it feels even better because it felt like they trained you for that one moment,
Yeah, and you
And
just
I
want
think
to do it again.
that's what I feel like that's what some 0-2ers feel like. And it as like I said, when I played Marvel, I won my first match at a major or a super major, however they want to describe it, regional. Like the people I was playing with popped off behind me, and
Oh,
it
that's
was
that
it was
feeling of
just
pop up is.
like I just went
Oh,
for
I
the
miss that,
handshake.
dude.
I went for a fist bump, and then like they rushed me and like lifted me up and gave me a big hug. And it's just like that feeling I'll never forget. I love that feeling, the feeling of
Yeah.
winning and popping off with the homies.
For anyone who might not understand why we play this game to begin with, I feel like that story
It's just
explains it perfectly.
it's hanging out with your friends. I didn't think would be so close, but you are now. And then like just the
Yeah.
excitement of
Yeah.
competing, like competition, and you pour your heart into it, and sure you get mad and you rage. Lord knows I've fucking done it,
Yeah.
but it's just there's nothing that beats that. Having your friends with you cheering for you at that major, like that's the most
Yeah.
beautiful and best feeling I think I've ever felt in my life.
And I think that a lot of people might assume that, oh, you must be a great player at that time. You
No,
weren't. Hell no, you're
fuck no.
trash.
I was
O2
garbage.
Warrior ass.
I
But
started O2,
what?
Marvel, and Street Fighter, baby. Let's
But
go.
that don't matter because you
No.
had the community still backing you up, regardless of how good in the game you were. Same thing with Smash, dude. You might be a
Yep.
person who plays Little Mac. We'll judge you a little bit, but we'll still cheer for you.
I'll
You
bully
know,
you.
we'll be like, bro, that's why you're losing. But let's go. Let's go. You know, we'll be behind you right there. And
And
yeah, you can attest to that. They had one
that's
match
the,
like
I'm
that.
about to say, that's the thing that I use the best at. Being obnoxiously loud for their own players.
No. If you don't know the IE, our favorite saying, let's go IE.
Let's go, IE.
Let's go. And if we have two people who are from the IE versus each other, let's go both players. Let's go both players. Let's go both players. We'll cheer for them regardless.
Y'all both
dude.
look hella cute today. Like
Exactly. Dude, we'll be like that, no shame. Why? Because we love each and every one of our community.
everyone
members.
else in SoCal looks at us like we're demons, but we have the best time and we are the best
Bro,
community.
they're jealous of what we have because they don't got that.
Because they're too scared.
I'm
They're
cap
scared, bro.
Bro,
They're scared.
honestly, we could deviate from SoCal. We could be like the California of SoCal and like deviate into our own region.
That's what we are. We're the best fucking region in SoCal. Like,
But people are like, "Oh, you're technically still SoCal," and I'm like,
yeah, but we're the best part of SoCal. Everyone else is ass.
exactly, yeah, exactly. So we went from your start.
We went.
What were
Funny.
you gonna say?
Funny
What were you
fact
gonna say?
about before IE became the last region of SoCal, we used to be the worst in people's.
Can you explain that? I'm actually curious. When was that? What time was that?
Smash 4. People thought
like
we were the
early
worst.
Smash 4? Like early Smash
All
4?
of Smash 4, they thought we were the worst.
I remember coming in
And then it was funny because they thought we were the worst. Somebody was like, "Don't sleep on the IE in the SoCal Smash page."
That was Ray.
And then it became a meme. It was like, "Oh, don't sleep on the IE."
I remember
And
Rasta Ray the legend. Yeah.
So
he was like, "Don't
what's
sleep
it
on
called?
IE."
So shortly after that, like Meteor beat MK Leo in Smash 4. I took a game. I brought Zero to last game, last stock, and like everyone just started. No, I was playing Mario at the time. I wasn't even using my main.
That's crazy, dude.
And just everyone started popping off, and it just became a meme for everyone in the IE just to like randomly say, "Don't sleep on the IE" or whatever. And every time we won, enter things, like we're just like, "Don't sleep on the IE." Yeah. And now we're the best. Like, get fucked, idiots.
No, definitely. It's funny because something I want to point out of why people don't want to sleep on the IE. We talked about locals, top players, right?
Yeah.
0-2 Warriors.
Love them.
We forgot one thing in between.
Me.
Oh shit! I mean, you're right, but that's what we're here for. That's what I'm interviewing you for. But we forgot there was something in between. The IE hidden bosses. I feel like IE is notorious for hidden bosses. There's so many people that are like not known as great, but when they come into a bracket every once in a blue moon, you know, the order is disturbed. The natural order.
Bro. Remember when Ketchup beat Cosmos?
When was that?
It was like an MSM, and Cosmos lost to Ketchup immediately after bracket. Like maybe 3 minutes after the fist bump. He tweeted out, "Just lost to a Bowser Jr. who has no fucking brain," and I was like, "Yes, Ketchup, I know it was you, baby." And then I scrolled down a little bit further on my timeline. Ketchup, like 5 minutes ago, just beat Cosmos, get fucked, or something like that.
Fuck, dude.
I was just like, yes, I love it. And so Ketchup used to be a hidden boss.
Yeah.
I
Ketchup
think
definitely used to be. I know one comes to my mind. The first person that came to my mind.
Rockstar Ace.
Rockstar Ace, I think, recently became. I think before he popped off, he was definitely a hidden boss.
I think he's still a hidden boss. I think he is.
For me, do you remember Actually,
Do
wait. What are you
you
gonna say? What
remember?
the 21st of September. Yes. Do you remember the name Leaf Puff?
Yep, I know who he is. He's
Whatever
really
happened
good.
to him, dude?
I don't know.
He's doing school or something. I remember the
I
last time I
think.
knew about him, he had like school or something like
Remember when
that.
Lenny was a hidden boss?
I never knew about Lenny until recently. Honestly
Yeah,
speaking.
he was a hidden boss. He just never could travel out of Temecula.
Yeah. And there's Leaf Puff. There was who else?
I think Cass is kind of a hidden boss sometimes.
Kind of. But what about Smash 4 hidden bosses, guys? I know that though
I
I feel like they're popping off more in Smash 4. Like
Oh, me. In the beginning, me, I was a hidden boss. Rakan, Aravion were easily hidden bosses
Rakan,
until we
yeah.
came up, and then people were like, "Oh, the Temecula guys aren't fucking around anymore."
I fact I bring Leap Up because I remember a moment where I heard Hip was like, Leap Up, but you know he doesn't come out at all. Like I remember like a
Oh, from
moment
hip.
while I was there and I heard that and I was like, dang, that dude never comes, but he smacks cheeks when he comes, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Malcolm. Malcolm was a hidden
Oh,
boss.
duh, Mao. That's 100%
Mal
that.
was that dude is fucking
Mao's a
good.
home. Mao's the brother from
I love
another mother to
Mal.
me, man.
Bro,
Like,
I remember me and Swamp played against him and Spanky in doubles tournament at a garage up Smash or something. That was so
yeah,
fun.
dude, Mao's
You commentated
Mao's
that.
Rosa. I think I did. Um, Mao's Rosa was otherworldly in Smash Four. Like this dude never played competitive in his life, but can
He was
already
some
contest.
bullshit.
He already can contest with SoCal PR in terms of being
I
on
would just
there.
get fucking jabbed.
You were like, okay, I'm gonna dash neutral, gonna have and then Nuba just punches you, and you're like, the fuck?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like you're
no,
just
I
getting
just get
and
jabbed.
you're like, oh my gosh, what's
I
happening?
get
What's
jabbed
happening?
or I get like up aired until like 100, and I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, and like I don't even know how to explain it,
It
but
was
like,
fun. It was fun though. I love Mal. He was so cool.
I remember he was always a goal of mine to be like I want to be him.
He's funny. I love it when he shows up.
He's something that I can
All
talk
shows
about
shout
like
outs to SNG crew. Those guys are cool too.
smooth and groovy.
Yup.
Wasn't dude? Oh, dude, I totally forgot about an aspect of the IE, dude. I want to talk about it right now.
The IE Smash 4 draft crews. Like,
No, not
uh,
that, but the crews in general,
the crews
bro.
are fucking
Bro,
popping.
TIE, MMG, PIK, uh,
MMG. Oh my fucking
bro,
god.
Mind Over Matter Gaming. Timing is everything. Precision is key. Fuck, what's another one? Those are a top
MM,
three to be honest.
MMG fucking shat all over TIE in
Are
Smash
you
4.
are you sure?
Yeah, I was there in person. I was their sub.
Fuck, dude,
They
I still
got
remember
fucking
that.
destroyed because one of the MMG guys couldn't make it, so ZXL played, and they just fucking shat all over TIE because Ghost took like fucking 10 stocks because he fair footstooled everybody.
Who was
Damn.
on MMG's team? Do you remember?
Aravion, Rakan, Ketchup,
Did catch
Mirrors.
a Dank too? Dank.
I think Dank, yeah,
Yeah,
Dank
Dank was
was,
also in it.
and I was like,
Do you
I was just
remember?
kind of their sub.
Yeah, you were their sub, and then TIE. What? TIE low key, they were stacked
It
too.
was, it
They
was,
had Hip,
who's the fucker that plays Rob?
Ouija.
Ouija, yeah, him. It was
They
him,
had Hip,
Ouija,
Ouija.
Vader, I think.
Vader was like at the end part. I
Yeah,
remember
that's
he
when it
got
happened. That's when it happened.
yeah. Vader. It was and then Caesar was also part of it. Swag was also part of it.
Yeah, I think it was them,
Um,
and they just got fucking
and then they also
washed.
had like that dude who started it, the Anthony Luiviano. I forgot his
Yeah, he didn't
tag,
play that day. He wasn't there.
but I forgot his
They
tag.
got they got fucking washed.
Asasia. I remember that girl too.
They got washed that day. It was bad.
But like, do you just remember this the crew system in general, dude? I feel like that was like the
We
hypest part. Like for
the
me
so
coming,
so
yeah,
I think the hypest part about cruising the IE is we would do draft crew battle leagues,
yeah.
and that's what really broke me out of like that's what made me get clout is the Smash crews because I beat Hip when we both had 3 stocks, and then I took like 6 in total or something, and then the next week I took Orochi Wolf's 2 stocks. Their next player's 3 stocks, and I think no, I took 2 stocks from Orochi Wolf, and then 2 stocks from the next guy, and like everybody was popping off. Like that's when it happened. Like that's when Juice was really born. Was those crew battles? Like I beat Hip. I walked up, grabbed the mic, and I was like, I told y'all Hip ain't shit to me. And then like I walked away and just popped off in the crowd.
Fuck, dude, that's legendary right there. That's
Yeah.
it's funny because I remember when I came into the community, I came in midway Smash 4, and something that kind of shocked me, not shocked me, but more or less like, whoa, this happens, or what is this? Was
Hmm.
the cruise. I always wonder, what is Thai? Why is it Thai I'm hip, Thai Caesar, MMG
Timing is
ketchup?
everything.
But I just wondered, like, is that like a sponsor? Is that a crew? I didn't even know what a sponsor was back then. Actually, I just knew that was that. What is that? I remember people telling me like, oh, it's actually a crew. It's a crew they're part of, and I was like, dude, how do you get a part of that? Like, oh, they have good ass players. Top 3 consistently would be like, I'm hip, Caesar, Ouija, ketchup. You see all those. You see that name, you're like, oh no, they're gonna be good. Um, and I remember that we would never get an opportunity to be a part of the team. So I remember like it was our CSC was V crew, and I decided like, yo, let's just make our own crew, you
Yeah.
know. And we legit did, and that's what PIK was. I was like, I was one of the founders and starters of PIK, actually. Alongside Mal and Eric, all 3 of us started it. I remember we made it one night at an IHOP,
Mhm.
and then we made the crew there. We're like, let's just do it. And
Bro,
let's get other CSV people part of the crew too. We're like, yeah, let's do it. That was when we were getting involved in the locals and everything. And honestly, like we're
dude,
all
I
pretty
love
trash except
Cruise.
for dude, the crew system was such an iconic part of
I
Smash.
just
You don't see that with
that shit reminds me of the first crew I was ever a part of.
yeah
It was at SCGC, the first locals I was going to in person. I was playing Street Fighter because they did like Street Fighter one day, Smash the other day. So FGC Street Fighter, SGC Street Fighter, or
yeah.
Smash. I'm stupid. Ignore that.
No, you're fine. You're
But
fine.
like I was going there. The guy who ran it, his name is Big Rig. Love that dude. Amazing person. Has done a lot for me as a person in the community. But
Mm-hmm.
he was running that stuff, and I was like, "Hey, I see you guys have TSID. I know that's your crew because I knew about him." I was like, "Can I join?" He was like, "Hell yeah!" I cannot say what TSID stands for or how the story became of it because it's part of the crew. Because I'm still technically will always be in my heart TSID. Um, but yeah, that was my first
TSID.
crew. It started as Street
Wow.
Fighter, and then I got some of them into Smash, so we played some Smash too. It
Yeah.
was so sick. I loved it. It's
So
like an extra strong bond.
and that's a you would always carry that with you.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna review quick. We talked about locals, top players, O2s, the hidden bosses, and something that I did not plan for, but like crews. Uh,
Lit.
Now can you go through the lifetime of Smash 4 and even up to Ultimate, like currently right now, and can you just mention notable mentions of like the timeline or the series so far of the whole thing so far?
Of like
Not going into
juice.
detail. I'll be like, why? Of just like how we talked about. Like notable events or stuff that have happened that you're like, yeah, that happened during the lifetime of Smash 4 in the IE.
Oh, in the
Um,
IE in general.
In the
Okay.
IE in general, like for example, like Smash 4. I remember for me, a notable mention was watching Caesar finally beat like I'm hip at a we tech those.
Yeah, that
Because
was
I always saw I'm hip unbeatable, like untouchable, like well nobody can beat him. But when he finally did it with Greninja, and I was like, you can make a god bleed, like what?
yeah. Oh man, there's a
Something like
lot.
that, and you don't have to
So
go into detail. You can just like mention it, be like
all
one, two,
right.
like bop,
So first notable mention is birth of Juice,
Of
where
course,
Gear
duh,
evolved into Juice,
duh,
because
duh.
that's where everything went to hell. Uh, so yeah, we have Juice's arrival, aka me. Um, I guess my first top 3 placing,
Yeah.
because that's when I started getting known in Temecula.
Hmm.
So after that, I started shit talking everybody.
Yeah.
Then second notable thing, Ketchup's money match versus Nat Dog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I agree. I was there.
so there's gonna be a lot of Temecula for a second.
Now go ahead.
I go to A&A, fuck people up, get second, and that continues on for a bit. A little bit later, I win my first tournament.
Uh huh.
Uh, After that, I go into the military for a bit, come back, and then I seriously just grind out the game. And I win my first 5 tournaments back in Temecula in a row.
Uh huh.
Ghost gets good, beats me, and continues beating everybody. Ghost becomes SoCal PR. Ghost beats I'm Hip. Ghost beats everybody. I'm Hip fights back with Bayo because I taught him how to play Bayo. Meteor comes out. Meteor beats everybody's ass. And then it's like
Yeah.
a 3-way tie.
And then like what?
Uh,
I feel like also. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mean to interrupt your train of thought, but give me some time to think.
yeah.
Um, I feel like there was like a trio of like power struggle early on
Oh,
when
yeah.
it was like I'm Hip, Caesar, and Ouija. It was those three. If you'd always see either grand finals, winner finals, whenever, but you always see them on top, like top three, or
Yep.
if not all three of them, one or two of them, always, always.
I didn't know the IE back then. I just knew Temecula.
Oh yeah, for me, I remember that. That's why I
So,
always
like,
thought like, dude, I'm Hip. He's literally I'm Hip, like he's hip as fuck, like he's a god.
the
And
only
then he,
person that changed in that power struggle was, or that didn't change was Hip.
yeah, I know slowly like either Ouija got less active, Caesar became
Less
more
active.
less active, but also more touchable too. I think he became less active in IE and more active in SoCal. Like slowly they started merging to SoCal because they saw that they could up their level, and obviously with that you go to less IE locals, therefore new people start coming into power, basically, you
Yep.
know. So all
Yep.
right,
And then
I
it
just want to
became
mention
good.
that. So
Uh,
you went to the
then,
power struggle between the three. Okay.
yeah, and then that just stayed forever.
Yeah, I know Orochi
Katar,
Wolf came out too. Orochi Wolf was coming up
yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah, he was always like good, but not like top 3.
Yeah.
He was always like 4 or 5. I go to 2GG Keitaro Saga as my first major. No, that's a lie. I went to SoCal, Chronicles of SoCal as my first one. But I go to 2GG Keitaro Saga.
One of my regrets to this day was not going to any of majors in
Yeah,
TGG.
so I went to that. I barely missed pools, and this is going to be a pattern. I barely missed pools at pretty much every single major until Evo 2018. Well, it was the last Smash 4 Evo and my first Evo. And I was in pools, and I made it out of pools at Evo,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost in winners finals of like my first pool to Charlie.
Mm.
And he was the first top player that has ever commented, or like not complimented or not first, but he was like super chill, and he was like the first like top 50 player, area 51 player I was friends with.
Yeah.
Cool dude, love him. But like, yeah, there's just so many stories and highlights of my thing I could talk on forever about it. But those are my favorite ones.
Yeah, I agree. It's really you can tell you can just from going from Smash 4, just Smash 4
Oh
itself, you
wait,
can tell an
one more.
evolution. Oh wait, what's one more?
Hyrule Saga, I made $700 in money matches.
No
That's
way.
it.
Bro, I said you already you got something very better.
I
Like
bought 3 pairs of Jordans.
you still wear them to this day?
Yep. You know the white ones I have?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are. I bought that with Smashers monies.
Dang. And all I had was nuggies from McDonald's that were made from net dog's money.
I just sat on a thing and I had just like a shit ton of money piled up on the monitor.
Dang, that's when you know. That's when you know you're like, mom and dad, this is work.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Also, my
So
first time beating Swamp and Rakan was a highlight.
how about what about Ultimate? Can you kind of, and we're not done with Ultimate, obviously, far from it.
Hmm.
But so far.
I'm not gonna lie, I have not been. It's like I don't know. I've won a few tournaments. I started out strong in Ultimate. That was cool. So I was like, "Oh yeah, see me in the Ultimate." Fucking saying
Mhm.
was wrong, dumbass. And I was just like, "Cool." And then like nothing happened. And then I finally won my first tournament after getting nothing but mediocre placings, like fifth, like over and over again, or fourth, or some shit.
Yeah.
I finally won a tournament. Was starting to place in the money again, and I was super happy. I didn't really go to too many majors or anything um, in Ultimate, just because I don't like the game as much, and I kind of retired.
Yeah.
But I go to locals, and that's all I can think about was my times at the locals at just for fun, like mainly at backyard beatdowns, but just
Hmm.
going and seeing all the boys and hanging out and see different people rising, different people leaving, and things like that. I think was cool. Like I'm hip
Yeah.
being amazing was cool to see.
I remember I'm
Um,
hip. I remember early. I think the hype is was early Ultimate, beginning of Ultimate,
hmm
because everyone was new to the game. It's like a reset.
It was
Uh,
cool because I was able to beat Ghost again.
yeah. Oh, I can beat you again now. And it's funny because this is the first time where the whole community had a reset. You
Yeah,
know,
it was a
where not like you didn't come into. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
it was a clean slate for everybody. No one
Yeah.
knew who these new people were,
Or
so it
like
was
didn't know how
cool.
characters are played. Everyone was learning at the same time. Maybe not at the same pace, but the same time. That was like really nice to see.
I
I remember,
agree.
yeah, playing Wario. Like I thought Wario was ass in the beginning. I thought like, bro, he's worse than he was in Smash 4. Like his dash tag doesn't even trip. Like what the heck? Like oh my gosh. But so that I know, bro, he came out top tier. And I'm still ass with him. Like, uh,
Bayo's still fucking shit tier.
hmm. And then
Bayo's
seeing
garbage.
it, and you seeing people like it was just a breath of fresh air.
It
Oh
was
my
cool.
gosh,
It was
yeah,
cool
I
to
still
see new
remember that.
people come up and do good, but at the same time, it sucked because I wasn't doing as good as I used to.
Yeah, I get you on that. Yeah, and it's definitely everyone has their own separate experiences with the game and
Exactly.
stuff.
Well, it made me want to grow. You
Yeah,
know,
for people made them want to grow. Other people made them just like I don't want to play this game. It's not my game. Other
like
people just played it for fun now.
I think the main thing that keeps me going to tournaments is not the game itself, but the people in the community.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I
Uh,
I love Smash Four. I'm gonna say that's my favorite one. You guys can sue me. I love
I
Smash Four. I
mean,
love
I
Melee.
was
I love 64. But like, it's just the people that I've made friends with.
yeah,
They keep me
yeah.
coming. Even though I'm not an
Uh,
O2 warrior, I'm just there
and it's
every
like that.
time.
And to end off classic mode, this section, and plus we're almost talking for like 45 minutes already about it, but this is in the lab, and you come for long conversations about the IE.
Don't
This
worry,
is
this
what you
is
come for.
uncensored and uncut.
Yeah, uncensored, uncut. If you're here right now, let yourself know in the chat right now. But that's basically what the community is. And I always end off this conversation with asking you this one question, Juice. To you, how would you describe the community in one word? I've asked everybody else this question. One word. What would you say? I purposely put you on the spot right now. I can hear
All
your
right,
sweat.
I got the perfect word. Unga bunga.
With the dash in the middle.
Yeah.
Why Unga Boonga, Juice? Why not community? Why not love? You're like Unga Boonga. Why Unga Boonga?
Unga bunga because when you go unga bunga in any type of game, you are going 100% in and doing 100% like dumb stuff, but it's all with your heart, if that makes sense. So basically, everyone in the IE together, it's basically a simple man's term is apes together strong. but but it's basically everyone that IE is in it together, and they're 100% fully into it, with their heart, and also, how they really feel, with the passion that they have for the game or just the community in general. They always give it 100%. Like there's nothing. They're going. They're going ooga booga, dude. They're going in. Like that's it.
And ape together strong, and
Ape together strong.
that's why together strong we should work to getting out of this pandemic so we can get locals back so we could unga boonga together again safely. And also I wanted to say too, after this whole conversation about the IA and what we've done, um, makes me miss locals 10 times more, and I'm hopeful for this year.
Oh,
And
I miss BYBD.
yeah, I'm hopeful for this year that hopefully, all we can do is hope that this could be the year where we can come back. And if not, we can work towards making that happen as soon as we can. That's all we can do right now.
Yo,
Um,
wear your mask.
don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
And remember, ape together strong.
Ape
Just like our
together strong.
remember,
Yes,
and that's
sir.
how. Yes, sir. And that's how we, dude. I can't wait to get my new email. But anyways, that's besides the point. Um, Going on to the next part of the section of this uh, podcast, I want to talk about. I label it training mode. The reason why I say training mode, which is another way of saying in the lab, which is the name
Uh-huh.
of this series, is I always like to talk about Smash Ultimate or Smash as a fighting game,
Mm-hmm.
as something that people strive to get better in. That's what the section is dedicated to. After the break, everyone, please stay tuned. After the break, we'll come right back into that with Juice's opinions and perspectives on how you can get better in the game, and as well as improving your gameplay in general. Stay
Don't be
tuned. We'll be
shit.
right back. Oh! We'll be right back. And we back at it again. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Back from the break. Got some Wingstop fries. My boy Juice works at Wingstop.
Yep.
We ain't the same.
I'm built different.
So let's get straight back into it. I like to title this section training mode. It's a section in the lab when we talk more about gameplay, strategies, and the nitty gritty in betweenies. You already know. Looking to up your gameplay, you better listen and take notes right now because my man Juice right here has the experience, has the knowledge. Now he is here to bless your ears with this advice. As you know, also, Juice is a known player within the IE, Smash 4, and Ultimate, respectively. But if you didn't know, also, he's actually a coach. He's actually
Yep.
coached many players, he's coached many players before, such as Lenny, such as Hip. I'm Hip, if you know I'm Hip. So many people. And Juice has a story about one player he's coached. Juice, if you want to take it away and talk about it.
Lenny used to be dog shit.
Oh my god, the way you started that off.
And I made him into the monster he is, taking YMC games off of like YMCA, Rockstar Ace, just all the top names he could think at SoCal. He's probably taking games and sets off of them. Honestly, where do I even begin with coaching Lenny? Lenny was a Luigi player in Smash 4. And I was coaching him. I was learning Luigi for him and stuff because he asked me for help like a normal person, and he talked to me like a normal person. So I was coaching him, helping him, learning the game. And he went from an 0-2er because he joined in like the end of Smash 4. He went from being an 0-2er to about like making it to like just before loser semis. Like he was doing a lot better. Then Ultimate came out, and I kept coaching him. I was like, "Hey, Luigi has this now, this now, this now. Do this, this, and this." And then he became so good to where the point is he could probably play blindfolded at any Temecula tournament and win, and easily take an IE tournament from somebody like him.
Mm,
IMO.
yeah. Honestly, it's like that type of guidance that anybody can get or need to really push themselves past that ceiling. I think that's essential. You know.
Yeah, I just think about the coaches I've had in the past with other sports like baseball and stuff like that and wrestling. I just thought about how they coached me and made me into a good player for those sports. And I kind of applied it to esports stuff, the same attitude, just different information.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am not oh, that's okay, buddy, let's try it again type of coach. I am you
I'll
know,
call you out.
that was stupid. I had no clue why you did that. Like, you had a million other options. Like, you could have played in traffic and been better off. Like, I am very brutally honest.
Sometimes
And
that's the best way.
honestly, it is. You can't sugarcoat. If you're sugarcoating somebody's mistakes, how are they going to see their mistakes and actually adapt to them?
Mm-hmm. I
You
agree.
know, and I'm very honest with it. I don't like to lie. I think that's a big part of the juice factor. Is like when I speak the truth. Like, just, of course, you don't have to be as mean as me. I served in the military, so I I know how to be mean.
Yeah.
Um, it's mainly just making sure people know their mistakes. Like, hey, you didn't pick up that this dude only jumped from ledge, or he would wait a second every time. Like,
Like you
things
didn't
like
like you
that.
didn't see
Oh,
that.
like, you shouldn't be picking this option here. You should go for this option because it leads to a kill conversion or a 50
Mm-hmm.
that kills instead of just like 10% damage.
So in that case, what are some common mistakes you see that incoming new players and mid level players tend to suffer from a lot?
Y'all fucking jump too much.
Straight up, man, I love that about you, dude. Like I said, you're blunt with
No,
that.
no, they jump way too much. Y'all spend your double jump like it's like you guys are millionaires. Like, stop. You only get one of them unless you're playing a different character. Then it's okay. But if you're playing somebody that doesn't have like wings or extra jumps, like, why are y'all double jumping so much? That shit gets caught. You get nared off stage, and then you get edge guarded because you have nothing to do except for one option, which is up B because you got hit too far away, and then you
That's
die.
that's why Little Mac player. That's why I play Little Mac. It's not as bad as it was in Smash Four because um the fact that one thing outside B you don't free fall anymore, which is great.
Hmm.
But also the fact that people start saving their double jumps, they can still survive. You know.
Yeah, no, you people spend their double jumps too much, and you guys never mix things up. Like, if a tomahawk grab works on me once, it worked on me once, but it's not going to work again because I know you're going for it because you're a mid-level player and your brain goes on one railroad track. You have to adapt. You can't just sit there and think the same thing's going to work all over again just because it worked the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to mix up your options and stop falling back on
You
the
know.
same ones. That's
It's
like you've seen Charlie on Twitter like punish every Samus's roll like with Wolf
but
Smash.
dude, he's like roll. He's like grab roll, and Force Smashes them and kills them. It's like, bro.
Like they think like, a lot of people like to think they're not in a hive mind, but they are. It's called being a mid level player. Y'all are doing the same things as the other mid level players. Like,
And honestly, it's like I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to break that habit. It's hard, which is why not a lot of mid level players make it that high.
you know how to make it to high level. You stop autopiloting. That's all you have to do. Just
Yeah,
think. Use your head a bit.
I
Dang.
remember. I remember an advice that Uwu Carlos had
Yeah.
told me that Tatsuki had given him was that don't start using your brain unless the person you're versing makes you start using your brain.
Exactly. Like, I don't have to use my brain against like a shitty mid level or low level player because they don't make me use it. But when I'm playing somebody who's a high level, like I sit and I'm aware of like what I need to do because I know there might be later matches in the bracket.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, that's so true. You know.
You guys could say we're bullying low level players here, but like that's the honest thing about it. It's like y'all are shit because you are not paying attention to the game. If you know somebody's better than you better be paying attention and not autopiloting.
Now, in that case, for me, I still struggle with it. But when you try to look at what other people are doing, what do you look out for? How do you learn from like looking at other people?
Okay,
Because I feel like if
so
people want to start looking, they don't even know what to look for to begin with. They're like, I don't even know what to see.
I
Like,
like to look at edge guarding because I think that is one of a really good important part of the games. Uh, but basically, I let's say I'm playing Bale because I have no kill power. I
mm-hmm.
F throw. You know they're not dead, but now they're in the blast zone. I can see what their habits are for recovering because I'm going to ledge trap them, throw them off again. Oh, they did the same thing again. They're going to go for it, and then I counter it and I kill them like super early at something low like 60. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's just watching. You just have to take mental notes. Like this guy likes to narrow out a shield. Okay, let's see. Nair is frame 6 out of shield. Let's use something frame 2. Wait, punish because you know the hitbox is going to go away. He's going to nair me. I'm fine. Oh look, he's an end leg. I punished it. That's a neutral win into a combo. Things like that. You just have to pay attention and take notes of what your opponent's habits are. That's the most important thing in my opinion. Is just taking notes of habits and then just completely destroying them for it. Because after you've hit them probably 2 or 3 times out of it, if they're a good player, they won't do it again. And then they're like, "Oh, how did you read that?" And then they go on full tilt, and they're like, "Oh, they're so much better than me. They know exactly what I'm doing."
Mm-hmm.
It's all about breaking the other person's mind.
That sounds really bad, but it's true. I know that's what. That's why I feel like Smash is so hard to play at a high level. It's because it's not the same thing every time. You know, it's
It's
that's
it's it's a big mental game too.
mm-hmm. It's the whole thing. Like, you know what they're gonna do, they know what you're gonna do. Now the question is, when are they gonna do it?
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's like, now when they're gonna do it? Now when are you gonna make them do what you want them to do? And that's when it gets another level and another level. You know?
Yeah, there's multiple levels. It's hard to get into each one.
Yeah.
Smash is not just like rock paper scissors. It's like 30 million options you can do at once because it's a platform fighter.
It's kind of like chess, early
Mm-hmm.
game chess. You
Yeah,
know?
you can do anything.
Exactly. So common mistakes, jump too dang much. I agree. I know I suffer from that where like I feel like every time I get knocked away, I gotta jump, come back. You know?
Yeah, jumping too much and not actually paying attention to your opponent's habits, like that's so big.
Uh huh. Because you're realizing like, why am I getting hit a lot? And you're like, oh, they're doing this a lot. They know I'm gonna do it.
Or why am I not killing them here when I should have?
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's a simple answer too. It's not even a big thing.
Yeah, it's just small things. You just gotta look out.
Exactly. So that's a great advice. Now, what would be one thing that you would recommend a player who is looking to get better, but like break that ceiling to get to like be a high level player? You know, like they're just struggling. They don't know what to do to get better. They're doing all the
Uh,
basic stuff, but like they want to get better. What's a good like habit to be like, yeah, kind of do this when you
if
practice or whatever.
if you don't know the basic stuff, you are not a high level player. You will never be a high level player if you have not mastered the basics. All I have written on in Smash Ultimate is the basics of Smash games in general. There's no specific ultimate tech or anything like that. It's just understanding the game and how to play it. Understand the meta, how to abuse it, abuse what's broken, and you will instantly be a high tier player.
Mm-hmm.
You can do gimmick characters, sure. Like you could be like Ketchup, but you're not going to be like Ketchup. I'm going to tell you because Ketchup's an anomaly, a
But
god
also,
among men.
but also,
Like
Ketchup is so good with the character where he passed that threshold of being only a gimmick where he's actually he's actually really good at the game.
he's just stupidly good now,
You
and
know?
he's played Bowser Jr. since that character's release, since he had him available on his Wii U. Like there's you could, it's just going to be a harder path. But the
Mm-hmm.
first step is why pick a trash ass character when you can pick a broken ass character. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. You just won't do it. You would pick a gun. Like, I mean, I would. I mean, you could try to do some cool ninja shit, but like, I'm just gonna shoot you in your head. Like, you might
No,
win,
straight up, it was like
but 9 times out of 10, I will
it's
pick a
kind of
top
remember that.
tier.
Remember that whole sequence in Indiana Jones where the
Yeah,
guy with the sword, he's like, "Oh yeah,
he's like,
ha
look at it.
ha," and he
Yeah,
just gets his gun out. Bah!
that's you playing a mid tier. Stop playing mid tiers and low tiers. You're
Hey
stupid.
man, I wanted Banjo in the game. Okay.
That's cool. But if your only focus is to not have fun and just be a high level player, just pick a top tier.
Yeah. If you just want to win, why have a hard time winning?
Exactly. Why work 10 times harder than the other guy? Like if I could win a race by running 100 meters and the other guy has to run a mile, damn well fucking running the 100 meters. Like
Exactly.
my ass is gonna be sprinting while your ass is like having to do a jog because I know y'all can't run that far.
That's so true, dude. And there's so many players. I think that I remember I was watching recently. I was watching a video by K9. He was talking about 5 reasons why he hates Smash Ultimate, why he doesn't
I
play it
love
as
that
much.
video. I agree
You
100%.
watched it? You
I agree
watched it?
100% with him. That's all the reasons I hate Ultimate.
I was watching. I was like, oh, he's making some good points. One of them that really stuck with me was that there are too many good characters in
Yep.
Smash, and I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, I guess for me, everyone's basically viable, but and he's explained it, and there's like
Everyone's
15
viable and
characters, like
everyone plays the same.
yeah, everyone plays the same, and I'm like, dang, that's kind of true. Like sometimes people play the same, where like you're like saying the same Palutena over and over and over and over because they're literally going for the same thing, and that's how they play. What's your thought on that?
I 100% agree. There's no distinct features of any character for any player.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you if it's Zach, Ray, or Rob, or Waddy playing Rob. Like, I couldn't tell you. They look the same. Everyone plays the same. It's become Smash Ultimate. The way combos are done and the way advantage and disadvantage are done in this game allow for no personal creativity and only optimal choices that are guaranteed. And that's the main issue I have for this game. Um, I don't feel there's enough self expression you could do with the top tiers in this game. I think the mid tiers have a better idea of self expression, but that's why they're mid tiers because they're garbage.
Yeah, it's kind of like you either be a top tier, but look plain as heck, or you be a mid tier, you look unique at least, but
Mm-hmm.
you'll lose. But you look unique. Like perfect example. You look at this. You look at the same Palutenas. They play very similar. They go for the same shit every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm most likely not wrong. The banjos and RIE play differently in terms of what we go
100%.
for.
100%.
Like
And
you
you
can
all
see
play a mid tier
what,
character.
yeah, you can see who my banjo compared to Red Fox's. You can tell who's who.
Yep.
Not talking about the color either. Um, but you can tell. I got ranch on my beard. You can tell who's who by that example, but it just
Yep.
fits. You know.
It's just there's not enough creativity, I think, in this game yet. That's
Although I feel like something on the other side is that I can kind of tell a difference between like wolves specifically with specific people.
I can't.
I feel like with me, I feel like I can see different things. I was gonna bring an example with Meteor and like other wolves, and even Meteor and Charlie. Like, I feel like they,
Okay, so that's not fair because Charlie is different from every single fucking person on this planet. Charlie is just a crackhead. There's no way you can say this person's not like Charlie. Like, of course they're not like Charlie. Charlie actually hits his confirms and does optimal, like the most
yeah,
optimal thing in every
yeah,
situation. There's you can't even compare Charlie to anybody. Charlie's just a different monster. That's why I like Charlie so much in this game.
yeah. Charlie is crazy. Um, but people play different characters differently, but yeah, I guess in that case, it's not the same when it's like it's not that playing differently; it's that they play more optimally. The right things, the right time.
I mean I don't think that's a good way to do. to have distinct characters, like they're to
Yeah,
know players, because
I'm different than
you
you
can
because
watch
I'm
like
better with the
five
character.
different Falcos, and I'm not a melee elitist. I'm gonna preface this. This is my opinion. You can see five different Falcos in melee, name them all differently, and they're all doing optimal shit, and you could tell which one is apart. But if you see every single wolf doing whatever it is, you're just like, oh, I don't know. That's this player, maybe.
Well, I
Who
guess
knows?
doesn't that make it easier to verse any player that plays the same character?
It
You're like,
does,
oh, I play against
but
Charlie, so I
the
should know how to play against this low level wolf
the
then.
thing is that it's all the difference comes in how the player plays a neutral. No one's going to play like a neutral. That will never happen. No one will play similar to another player in neutral.
Uh-huh.
Um, but you do know what they're looking out for. They're like, oh, this person's probably going to go for this kill confirm or this kill confirm, because it's mainly the confirms that are optimized right now, not advantage state, not disadvantage state. So you're
Yeah.
like, oh, they're gonna fish for this kill confirm over and over and again, and I know how to beat it. That's what makes Charlie good. He has like a million kill confirms because he is just crackhead turbo virgin on Wolf. Like
Yeah,
that's my way to describe it. Like
I think that's why like it's not that it's boring to watch, is that I feel like that's why a lot of people don't really get pog or like hype enough at moments because like, oh, I know they're gonna go for that. I guess rather than crazy random stuff that might happen where like what a snake got C4 randomly and he happened to connect it with the up air, stuff like
yeah.
that. That's not really a
Oh, Snake
confirm. That's
got
like a
hit and then
chance.
he back aired. Wow.
Yeah, right.
Like
You know,
it's the same thing. If I saw different things, I would be like, "Oh, Pog," but it's the same thing
right,
over,
it was Pog for the first couple
over.
months, but like,
Not
but
even. I knew that shit was fucking horseshit. I was an OG. Like this game is kind of fucking dumb.
yeah, but it's a lot of things like that, and I feel like that's what kind of people have to understand how to get better when they say just look at other people, what other people are doing.
Yeah, no, that's the shitty part. It's just like play more like MK Leo. That's so stupid.
And say, I want to be myself though. Be like, nah. I
Yeah,
guess that's why I actually aim to be with Banjo.
yeah, no, I see. There's a difference between playing like somebody and asking someone for help too. I just want to get
Hmm.
that out there.
Yeah,
If you're like, hey, I need help with this matchup, you're not gonna play like them. You just know what to do in the matchup or what works. Just like playing like somebody else is so fucking lame.
yeah,
It's
uh,
so lame.
yeah. I totally get you in that.
There's no finesse. There's no elegance. There's no grace. It's just fucking lame.
And you'd
You're
be like,
so
hey, like I guess you're good in terms of like getting the stuff right. But
oh
it's different from being good to like saying, yeah, I don't really enjoy it.
yeah no. I mean I'm just honest. Like I said, I just think you're fucking lame if you just copy and paste somebody else's play style to yours.
And
Although it works, and I respect you for winning with it because you beat me, I lost, you won. I just think it's lame personally. I just
you're
hate
like,
it.
but you're doing the same shit.
Style on me, goddamn! Like
Like, hey, like that, like for me, what I love doing is always baiting out reactions. That's my
if I
favorite
see
thing to do.
another wolf like fucking forward air side B into a kill and pop off, I'm gonna be like, somebody's already done it. Like you're not cool. Like it's so lame.
It's funny because yeah, I feel like this is a whole other conversation. But to put it in essence, basically, try to try to find out what your playstyle is, but but it doesn't hurt to look at other people how other people do it
Yeah,
already.
look for inspiration, not to copy and paste.
I agree. Well, that will be the end of the trading mill section. We're gonna head to our last section of the evening of this podcast, which is what everybody's favorite thing is: frame one questions. Woo, pop, 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 yeah, woo, yeah, woo, yeah. Frame one questions, the section where I ask questions in one frame with Juice. Juice, I'm gonna have a series of 10 questions, and I'm gonna put a timer up, and I'm gonna give you as long as you need. But the goal is to see how fast you can answer these questions. Are you ready?
Do they have to be right?
Well, they're your own answers to it, so
Oh, they're okay.
they're like they're
Shit.
like they're like yeah they're like they're like your own personal answers. So you
All
don't
right,
know the
bet.
questions are, but it's like the first thing that
Bet.
pops to your mind, you know.
Okay.
Some people are just like some
Or
people,
you don't want
yeah.
to
Some
know the
people are
first
just,
thing that pops to my mind.
oh no, yeah. Some people are just like shit, fuck, you know, because it's like
Yep, I'm ready. Like it's just gonna pop out, dude.
all right, all right, I'm ready. Okay,
Oh shit.
so let me have a timer up right now. Put this timer up. Let's go. Boss. Okay. All right. Timer. Stopwatch. There it is. Reset that. Okay. So, like I said, and if there's a question about a character, it's gonna be related to your main. We're just gonna say Bayo. Okay.
Okay.
Makes it easier to understand. Okay.
All right.
All right. Ready, set, and the timer will start after I say the first question. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What is your main's underrated color?
The one I use, the first one to the left, the silver one.
What's your main's overrated color? Most overrated.
The ones with the fucking dunce cap, Bayonetta one.
What's your main's best move?
She doesn't have a good move.
What's your main's worst move?
All of them.
Okay, do you think your character deserves a buff or a nerf, and why?
Buff because she's a shit tier character.
And what is the best IE local?
BYBD.
Go to
MTL.
go to spot to eat at the tourneys.
SoCal Canes.
Who's your go to doubles partner?
Swamp.
And who would you not want to verse in grand finals coming from losers?
A no one tour.
Wait, you say you don't want to verse an over tour in grand finals coming
Yeah,
from losers?
hell no. I don't want to face that O tour that suddenly got good.
Oh shit, you fucking right. All of
He's
a sudden
just
you're like,
he's still going 0-2 and then he pops in and just beats everybody ass and out the next week. Like fuck no.
you're like, bro,
He knows something I don't.
you're like, I'm scared.
He knows something I don't, dog. Like hell no.
And I love, like, it's funny, when I said best move and worst move, I already knew the answers. You can be like, she doesn't have anything. And I'm like, worst move. I'm like, watch, this dude's going to say all of them suck. And you're like, they all suck. That's why I was laughing. I was like, I fucking knew it.
Bro, your laugh messed up my time.
I know, I'm sorry. I'll shave off like 2 seconds. I'll give you 49. You answer them in 49 seconds.
Is that the fastest?
I think one of them. You're definitely not last, though. I know that for sure.
I know that for sure. Fucking.
I think Red Fox or Red Fox or Todd or Hamster took the longest, I believe. One of them. And also your go-to double partner is Swamp. Why Swamp?
Me and him have been playing doubles forever. We played with each other forever. We sparred with each other forever. We have perfect synergy. We are in tap with each other's minds. And we also know a bunch of doubles combos that are pretty bullshit with DDD and Bayo.
I feel like I would love to see that one day. So, before I end off our podcast, we're about to be talking for almost 2 hours.
What a season opener!
What a season opener, indeed. I appreciate you, but I believe I asked the other guests this question too. What is? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to find the right way to say this, but I kind of want to ask you a couple of questions, and you can preface on them a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But what's an IE player you love to play in bracket? I would really love to hear you answer this question because I really want to get them before we leave.
Fuck. That's hard to pick because I do enjoy playing in the IE in general.
What's one?
I think it's always Swamp. My answer will never change on that though. Due just to the reason, no matter where we are in skill levels, he could be a top player, I could be a top player, while he's a low level player. Just no matter what our skill levels are in like the tiers, we will always have close games because of how much we played each other, and it's always nail biters, and I love playing against him. And he's always great about playing, like if you beat him or if you lose to him. That's it.
He's
Like
such a good sport. What about an IE player you hate to play in bracket? You're like, oh, winners. You're like, fuck, that's my round two. Fuck, man.
anyone that plays PT because that character is fucking bullshit and they don't want to admit it.
So Spanky got it.
Any PT player, it doesn't matter who. Could be Shoto. I don't care. I fucking hate playing against PT. Stupid ass character.
Now, overall, what IE community member do you respect the most?
I can't answer that because I
So,
have a lot of respect for a lot of TOs. Um,
what about
I'll,
one?
I'll,
Like not just like one, just one of them.
I can't.
Dang.
I
That that
can't.
that that,
All
that
the
tells
TOs,
everybody who's listening right now how high regard we hold IE
all
members.
the all the TOs, I cannot put into one category because I love them all, and they are all the most amazing people. Shout outs to Humblebee / Jeremy. One of the best TOs I know. Same
Jeremy,
thing with
Jerry, Dang,
Jerry. Shout outs to
Dang,
him.
the
Shout outs
Gav,
to
Kathy,
Gav. Yeah, all of them. Rabbit.
Rabbit too,
They
Derek
they
too.
they're all just the best, sweetest, genuine people that are always there to welcome you into the
They're
scene. Even
like
if you
they're
know no one, you can talk to them. Like,
they're like the mom and dads of like
yeah, no,
oh
there's not the I wouldn't exist without them. So I had the most utmost respect for
yeah.
every
Dude,
single
that's
one of
so
them,
I feel the same way
and just
too,
like
man.
so much love for all of them. Like,
Yeah.
we love it. We love you guys. like
I,
that's the only way
I,
to say it. Like,
I know in the actual episode I'm probably gonna cut this part of me talking out, but I would love to see clips. I want to send these clips to people who we talk about just to have them see it, and I want them to know that how we feel, because I'm not gonna lie, not everybody wants to listen to a freaking 2 hour long podcast about the IE, even if they're from the IE. Not gonna lie, but I always want to know I always want them to know that we feel about this way about them,
I
like
love them.
because
like,
some of them, right? They're so great. One thing you said, which I agree wholeheartedly, was if you know nobody at the local, you can talk to them.
they're just two good people. Like,
Yeah, you'd be like, you can just talk about like how you feel like you're gonna do, and they'll be like, "Yeah, man, good luck. There's a lot of good people here." Straight up,
they like I said, man. Like, without them, this community wouldn't exist. So
hmm
it's just big love to all of them.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Yes, sir. Big love. That's the IE. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
That's not a yes, sir. I'm fucking pissed.
I said yes, sir. Of how much you care about them.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's really what I really want to ask you to cap off this first episode is the respect the most, because I feel like that's an opportunity for my guests to talk about a person or persons as we did right now, um, that feels like they don't get enough recognition or that you would want to get recognition too. And I feel like there's
Mm-hmm.
so many people like that in our community. You said
TOs.
you said the TOs that could be that could I consider that a person because there are multiple people.
I love them
Um,
all. They're all
other
great friends of mine.
Other
Like,
people say Razzo. I had guests say Razzo. Razzo's done so much. He's such a great player, and he's more than willing to help you and coach you along, and so on and so forth. So I always love to ask that question at the end because it leaves off this episode on a good note and optimistic, hopeful note. Always, especially during
always.
these times that we look forward to locals happening again.
Just the TOs, we love you, and you are the backbone. And like I said, everything I speak is facts, and everyone feels this way. We all love you, and we're all very grateful for all of you and all the work you do.
Exactly. I couldn't agree
Without
more.
y'all, we nothing, dog.
Yeah, we just people who play the game good, but y'all put the test on us. Y'all give us the test. Y'all give us the
Yes,
exam.
sir.
Yes, sir. Man, that's a
Yes,
good
sir.
man. This whole podcast was full of good ass metaphors. Man, Pokemon, yeah. Giving us an exam where we could test ourselves.
We
Stuff
out
like
here.
that. Stuff
Remember,
like
kids, when you're playing, you're not just fighting. You're fighting to make a name for yourself. So you gotta do
that.
your best, dog. Always give it 110%. Adapt, and don't fucking waste your double jump.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Juice, again, thank you so much for being the first guest on this season 2 starter of In the Lab podcast. I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me and gush over the IE as we did right now. Thank you so much, dude.
Yep. Thank you for having me, dude.
I
Appreciate it. It was
yeah,
fun.
I
Remember, if you want to hear more juice stories, more dirty tea,
we could do some
let Dan
DLC.
know. Let Dan know for a part 2.
We'll do some DLC add-ons to the to this podcast, to this episode, and we'll put them on, Spotify, everywhere. You can find them everywhere. Let me know. Tag me on Twitter. You can find me at In the Lab Podcast, at In the Lab Podcast on Twitter, as well as my personal account at danlistoo, DANLASTOO. Juice, can you tell the people listening where they can find you?
Yeah, so I got a few ways you can find me. I'm about to start streaming again on twitch.tv/helixjuice. You can find me there, and also on Twitter if you want to see me bitch about things and have depressive episodes every now and then. You can find me at HGJuice98.
Indeed.
HG and J are all capital. Boost
Indeed.
me
Y'all
to
make sure
200.
Y'all make sure you follow the legend. Thank you everyone for listening to this very first episode. Stay tuned for more. This is just the beginning for season 2. We got a whole year ahead of us, and I cannot wait for more. Everybody have a good night, have a good rest of your day, and always improve.
Ayo sucks.